Hi, I'm Tammy Beilstein. Welcome to Tammy's Window on Calaveras. Today I have with me Dee Dee Drake. She's the Executive Director of the Calaveras County Humane Society. And in a few minutes, you'll be introduced to the guests that she brought with her.
Yes.
3 darling guests?
Three.
3 darling little guests in a crate, if that gives you a hint. So thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
There are so many things that we can talk about. I'm not even sure where to begin.
There's so much.
Do you want to tell everybody what you do at the Humane Society, what your position is?
Sure. I'm the executive director. I've been with the Calaveras Humane Society for almost a year now.
Awesome.
And the last time I was here on the show, I had only been there for a couple months, and so it's very different now. I've got almost a full year under my belt.
You're a pro now.
Yeah. And prior to that, I was with the Sacramento SPCA and then the San Francisco SPCA before that. So almost 20 years in animal welfare.
Oh my goodness. And so what do you do as the executive director?
Everything. Everything. PR, marketing, cat fostering program, pet adoptions, different public service programs that we have. I do it all, and I love it.
Wow. So I can imagine the difference between fostering and pet adoption. And then you are in charge of keeping animals there at the shelter. You overlook all of that?
That's what's interesting about us. Okay, so the Calaveras Humane Society has been around since 1978, but we don't have an actual sheltering facility.
Oh.
We have a cat adoption center at our thrift store in Arnold.
Okay.
But we don't have an actual animal shelter. However, we're located directly adjacent to Calaveras County Animal Services, which is the government shelter.
Okay.
And we are in the process of joining forces with them. We have a preliminary memorandum of understanding signed with the county, and basically they're providing the land, we provide the shelter, we occupy it together. So we're going to be kicking off fundraising for that in just a couple months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very exciting.
Why were there 2 different agencies?
Well, the County Animal Services is the government shelter. They're the ones that are taxpayer supported.
So they go pick up animals that are wandering around and that sort of thing?
Yes, they have animal care and control officers. They pick up strays off the streets. They are the ones that go out on cruelty and neglect complaints.
Okay. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. And all those type of things. So that's what they do.
Okay.
But they also take in all the strays in the county.
Okay.
So if there's a stray dog or a stray cat that somebody finds, that's where it goes.
Okay.
The Humane Society historically has been mostly about programs and services. We offer vouchers for people to have their pets spayed and neutered.
Okay.
We offer financial assistance to low-income people and senior citizens with their vet bills. We're the extensive foster care program.
Okay.
So we're more program services, concepts, ideas. They're on the ground doing stuff, but we're going to be doing it together once we occupy a shelter
that
together.
That sounds ideal.
Yeah.
So what about this fundraiser? Do you know what you're going to be doing, when it's going to be?
We are in the process right now of completing a feasibility study, which is where we have retained a firm that is coming out and basically making sure that Calaveras County is ready for this. Are our citizens ready to step up and donate so we can do this? And
I'm sure they are.
I hope so. It's very needed.
Oh my God, when it comes to animals, especially, who wouldn't?
I know.
Yeah.
I hope the same thing, and I believe in our county,
Yeah.
and I know that people are going to be willing to pitch in and help.
Right.
Because the animal shelter that currently exists is the county's, and it's old. It's dilapidated. It's not sufficient for the numbers of animals they get. It's overcrowded. It's a repurposed building that wasn't even meant to be a shelter in the first place.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's had improvements made to it because there is a volunteer group called Focus, which is Friends of Calaveras Animal Services.
Cool.
A wonderful group of volunteers, and they raise funds and do things to benefit the shelter.
Okay.
So they've kind of expanded the cats into their own little buildings.
I did see that section. Yeah,
so
very
they've done
nice.
that, and that's great. But it's literally a block away from, because of where the land is, from where the rest of the shelter is. If people want to adopt, they go here, and then they have to go to another building to see dogs, and down the block to see cats. And the staff is running up and down the street all the time. It needs to all be together in one good facility that's able to hold the capacity of animals that we get, because our county has a lot of pets in need.
Right.
And it's going to be a wonderfully adequate shelter. It's not going to be the Taj Mahal of shelters. We can't afford that, and we don't need it. But it will be wonderfully up to date, spacious, and welcoming for people who come to adopt.
That's so great. It makes total sense. It's kind of strange that it hasn't been done before.
Well, it was a little shocking to me to move to this area from Sacramento, from the Bay Area. and say, wow, this is still California. It's not that far away from these heavily populated areas, but
1,000,000 miles,
it's way behind in terms of what people have been willing to fund.
Right.
If they had raised taxes considerably and said we have to do this, but people don't generally want that.
Sure.
So we're doing it on a voluntary basis.
Yeah. Fundraisers are always fun.
Yes.
That's always a great idea.
Yeah.
People are always looking for some reason to get out there and
Definitely.
have fun while they're giving. It's
Yeah.
perfect. I think that's perfect. So with all this work that needs to be done, what made you want to be the person to step up and do it?
Because I can do it all. I've been in animal welfare for a little over 20 years now.
Yeah.
And when I had been visiting Calaveras County because my family bought a cabin out here and we were spending holidays and weekends, and I just fell in love with the region, said I want to live here. And when the job became available, I looked at it and said, I've done all of this at some point in my career, and now I can do it all at once.
Why?
And I love having my hands on everything.
And it's everything you thought it would be?
It is. It is. It's challenging. I never know from day to day what my day is going to bring.
Wow.
I started off this morning stopping off at a business to microchip a cat, and I'm ending here at Public Access TV. It's just every day is different, and I love it.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad you like doing it. It is not a job for everybody. I bet you must be under so much stress.
There is stress involved, and it's an emotional line of work too.
Yeah.
People feel very passionately about animals, as do we who work there and our volunteers. And so when situations do come up, they're intense. They're emotional. Sometimes they have happy endings, sometimes not.
Right.
But I love the animals and I love the people, and so it's a perfect job for me.
It's so cool. How many staff do you have, and how many volunteers do you have?
Oodles and oodles of volunteers.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it without them. We have our thrift store in Arnold, and that has, I believe it's about 10 staff members, part and full time. We have me. We have a part-time office assistant, and we have just tons of volunteers who fill in everything else.
Oh, very cool.
So we have office volunteers, we have foster homes. We work directly with the volunteers who assisted animal services in some cases, and so there's dog walkers and cat cage cleaners and kitten socializers, and
oh my gosh, I can hardly imagine who would want that job. You said cat cage cleaners. We have kittens at home right now. That's like one of the worst things. But parts of it is having to clean up.
They're not going to clean themselves. So someone's got to do it. And animal services is understaffed. It's expensive to hire people, and so they appreciate all the help they get from volunteers.
Did you guys used to have two thrift stores?
We did. We used to have one also in Angels Camp.
Okay.
That one didn't do quite as well
as
our
grocery store, right?
Yeah.
I remember being in there. It was nice.
It was. It was a lovely store. We were very sad to close it, but our Arnold store does wonderfully, so we're definitely holding on to that.
Good. Are you guys in Arnold able to go and pick up merchandise from people that want to donate?
Big donations like furniture items and things, yes. If people call in advance, and sometimes we ask them to text a couple pictures of what they've got, and we make sure we've got space for it, and that it's something we think we can sell, and then we do pickups.
That's huge because so many thrift stores cannot do. They don't have the capability to do that,
right?
Or the equipment or the manpower.
We've got a great big truck.
That's awesome. Do you happen to know the address of your thrift store or the phone number?
Our thrift store is on Highway 4 in Arnold, next door to Big Trees Market.
Okay.
So directly adjacent to Big Trees. If anyone's ever been to Arnold, they've seen the shopping center.
Awesome. So if you guys have a garage sale and can't get rid of all your stuff and need help for pick up those big things, yes, it's perfect.
We're happy to. We're happy to.
And so it generates enough to help keep these programs going.
It does. Our thrift store is a little gem, and we love it.
That's so cool.
It contributes tremendously to our annual budget.
So part of your budget, that must include training these volunteers, right?
Well, yes. The volunteer group that I spoke of earlier, Focus, they actually oversee a lot of the volunteers at Animal Services, and they have a volunteer mentoring and training program that's established where volunteers train volunteers.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it works really well.
Ooh, you just gave me an idea for where I work. Huh.
Oh,
I like that.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a good way to do it.
Our foster homes, we just kind of give them a crash course, and here's what you need. Here's all the phone numbers, and
oh my gosh,
take the babies and call us if you need us.
So how does someone qualify to become a foster parent, though? Do they have to have...
They have to have a little space, which can just be sometimes a spare bathroom. 3 little kittens like these just need a spare bathroom.
Okay.
We provide everything you need. We'll provide the food. We provide the vet care. You just provide the love. And help us raise them up and get them old enough and big enough for adoption.
That's great. Do you guys do any sort of check to make sure that the person hadn't been in any trouble with animals before, or is there a way to do that?
We don't necessarily do criminal background checks, but
But they probably have to fill out an application and have an interview?
We fill out an application, yes,
Okay.
application, interview. We do make a copy of their ID and keep it on file.
And
give them, as much training as we can. We had a couple of new volunteers step up this summer to bottle feed baby kittens.
Oh.
And, that takes some getting used to. You have to learn how to do it, and they did wonderfully.
That's precious.
Raised up a couple of great litters for us.
Oh. Did it be 18 or 21?
18.
18?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any program at the high schools where you work with them to kind of get the...
Not officially, but I know that a lot of the schools in the area require students to do community service.
Right.
And so if they want to do it to benefit the Humane Society, it's not as simple as I want to come in and pet kittens. But there's a number of projects that they can do on our behalf. And so we had one young lady this year, a senior at Bret Harte, who is very crafty, and she designed greeting cards with an animal theme.
How sweet.
Hundreds of them. Gorgeous cards, embellished, hand-stamped on this gorgeous paper, and she put them each in little individual cellophane wrappers, and we sold them at our thrift store. And we made a fortune. She made 500 cards.
That's an awesome idea.
It made a nice little tidy sum for us.
And then she got school credit.
Absolutely, for all those hours, all her hours of crafting, and I could see what went into it when she delivered the project.
Oh my God, it's ideal. I love that.
We had a young man from the same high school who, for his senior project, he collected food donations for our feral cat program.
Oh.
So he made up flyers for all the people in his neighborhood saying, this is what I'm doing. I'm collecting these items. I will be by on this date. Leave them on your porch.
Wow.
And he went back on that date, and everyone had big garbage bags full of dry food and canned food and kitty litter, and we were thrilled.
That's fantastic. What a great idea.
Yeah, he collected, I think it was over 100 pounds of food.
Boy.
We were very pleased.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So lots of ways to help without actually getting in there and working with them.
Sure. So even if you have allergies or something and you want to support animals, there's other things you can do.
Absolutely.
That's good to know. Now you mentioned cats.
Yes.
Show everybody who you have there.
Okay. So today we have, and I know Dave will be right at the front. Yes, he is.
Dave?
Dave.
Oh, you're connected.
I'm connected. Rupert, Molly, and Dave, who's going to let me grab him first. Come here, guys. Come on, babies. There's Dave. I knew Dave would be first.
I love kitties.
This is Dave. They're a litter of 3 kittens that were taken in by Calaveras Animal Services, and I'm actually transporting them this evening to our cat adoption center in Arnold. They'll spend the weekend there, unless somebody scoops them up and takes them home. Very friendly, curious. We cooperate with Animal Services that way. We have our own foster kittens, but they have oodles of kittens too.
Right.
And sometimes people don't necessarily come out to the shelter in San Andreas. I wish more people would.
Sure.
But, it's just not everybody even knows it's there. And so we take some, can you feel his purrs? Yeah.
I love kitties.
So we take some of their cats up to our adoption center, and they get seen by a whole new audience.
Sure.
And get them placed.
Sweet.
He actually managed to bust out of his cage at the adoption center last weekend. We think we figured out how he got out. We have it plugged now. But he went up on the sort of beams near the ceiling and was so pleased with himself. He was so proud.
Oh, you're so cute.
He's a good boy.
You're so cute. He's calm too. They all are.
They're not. Oh no, they have full bellies. I fed them right before I came here, and they're going to take a nap soon.
Are they some best behavior? Also, they know they're on TV.
Kittens are busy. Kittens are a lot of work, but they're a lot of fun too.
Who named these guys?
Oh, I did.
Dave, that's funny.
I've always wanted an animal named Dave myself because I thought it would be so awesome if I could leave my outgoing message on my phone, say, "Hey, you reached Dee Dee and Dave. We can't come to the phone right now," and just make everyone go, "Wait, what?
Who is this Dave?"
Christmas card from Dee Dee and Dave.
Yeah, you're like, oh, he's not very tall. He's got gray hair.
Yeah, it's a silver fox. So I slapped the name on him because he just looked like a Dave.
I love when animals have human names.
I
do that with our pets too. Usually the Great Danes have special names, but we have a Yolanda.
Oh, nice.
Vincent.
Oh, excellent.
Lisa and Margaret.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love it. Yeah, in here we've got Rupert and Molly.
Oh, let me meet them.
Yeah, come on, you guys. And
I have a thing for black and white cats.
A lot of people do. It's wonderful.
You okay, honey?
Come here. Who's going to come?
Someone's got a little hairball.
Oh, yes, he does.
You okay?
He likes to lick his siblings, that's why. This is Molly. And Rupert, are you camera shy or are you going to come out? Come here, Rup. Oh, he's not sure.
Thing.
So, yeah, they're an especially nice litter, but we have kittens available through the Humane Society and Animal Services basically all spring and summer long.
Okay.
So from April till about September, you can just come and get the kitten of your dreams.
Yeah.
And
if someone steps up to foster cats, about how long could they expect to keep them?
It depends. If they're willing to do bottle babies, which is a lot of work. I mean, they need to eat every 2 hours around the clock.
2 hours?
And that includes, we're going to have
That's more than my kids needed.
Rupert.
That's about how often I eat, but...
Well, yeah, me too, but... But
cute.
But
someone disappeared under the couch.
Oh, good. Okay, well, we'll find him later. So bottle babies are a whole different ball of wax.
Sure.
But we have some foster families, and it's great when the kids are out of school for the summer, and we'll send them like just weaned kittens, 5 weeks old or so.
Okay.
So they keep them for 3 to 4 weeks.
Perfect.
Socialize them, let the kids get their hands all over them, let them get their fill of kittens, let them realize that kittens are a lot of work.
Yes,
and,
true.
You know, and smelly and just all those things. And we, we pay for the spaying and neutering and all the shots, and then we take them, get them adopted, and you can, sign up and do it again. Or some families go, I'm good.
Right.
That was fun.
That was enough.
We're done now.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And you do the same with puppies?
Actually, we don't do dogs right now at the Calaveras Humane Society. Okay. There we go.
Ed's going to find little presents around the studio.
Is. And you heard the expression, it's like herding cats. I can't wait to try to find these guys. This is going to be fun.
Oh, my God. Oh, cute.
Rupert.
You're going to check the place out.
So
we'll see them climbing up the curtain behind me in a second,
we will.
I'm sure.
Now, that doesn't go anywhere beyond this, right? Is there a nice solid wall behind there?
It's a wall, yeah.
Okay, then we're fine.
We're good.
Then I'm fine.
So how much does it cost to adopt a kitty?
It's not expensive at all. In fact, right now we're having a special on kittens. They are only $40 or 2 for $60, and that includes their spay-neuter surgery, all their shots, a microchip. They've been tested negative for feline leukemia and feline AIDS, and it comes with a coupon for a free vet visit at a participating veterinarian.
Wow.
I know.
That's a great deal.
If someone handed you a free kitten, you'd spend about $300 to do everything we're offering.
Gosh. You mentioned vouchers for getting them fixed.
Yes.
You do that for cats and dogs?
Cats and dogs, you bet.
Because Vincent, he could probably use a fixin'.
He needs some tutoring?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the little dog in the family. They're saying we have Great Danes. Oh. He's the little guy, and he acts like he runs the place.
Of course he does.
He's in charge of everybody.
Yes, he is.
So we thought maybe if we did the little snip, he might calm down a bit.
He might. Okay. And just, neutering him will give him a longer life. He'll be healthier overall.
Okay.
Certain types of cancers he won't get.
Yeah.
He'll be less likely to mark if he's doing that. He's lifting his leg
Although
anywhere.
He's like 8 or 10 years old. Is it too late?
Probably not. Talk to your vet, and sometimes vets will say, you know what, this animal's too old, and anesthesia is not a great idea.
Okay,
but
we will do that.
But for a small dog, 8 or 10 is not that old.
Yeah, I'm just hoping it takes him down a notch.
It very well
might. He's like
might.
he's always ready. Like one of the big dogs goes to eat food before he does or whatever. He's like, nope.
I keep
not going to happen.
Visions of kittens out of the corner of my eye here.
So
they're having
cute.
a good time.
And this one was jealous.
Yes,
he wants to go play. Stay here, honey.
If he gets squirrely, let me know. We'll pop him back in here. But the
kitty
vouchers
gets
are available.
squirrely.
All someone has to do is make an appointment with any vet in Calaveras County.
Okay.
They need to live in Calaveras County themselves, make an appointment with the Calaveras County vet of their choice, and then call us with that appointment info. And we issue the voucher straight to the vet, and it's a significant discount that's taken off the bill.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do you recommend vets to people who don't know any here?
We try not to do that just because we have a great relationship with all the vets in the county, and so we don't want to offer preferential treatment to anybody.
That makes sense. I don't know how it started. We started taking our dogs. Oh, I know. We took our dogs to the Jackson Creek, I think it's called, the veterinary clinic there. It's very nice
clinic.
They were doing obedience training. That's why we took our 2 Great Danes there, got to know them a bit because of that training. And so now we take our dogs there all the time.
Yeah.
But when Vincent gets the if we do that here, then maybe off to the side you can give me a couple names of some people I might want to look at because I really don't know any
here. That's a vet we do work with. It's not technically in the county, but we do work with them.
Perfect.
So you can go ahead and have him neutered there.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. We have a few outside the county.
Yeah.
They just have to be willing to take our vouchers, and it's a little extra effort on their part to take the discount off the bill, then invoice us, and we pay them. And so they have to be willing to go that extra step.
Okay.
But
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Really, they're all so nice. But okay, that brings another question on my mind.
Okay.
Since you guys were saying that you do little mini trainings for people who want to take home animals. Do you do any obedience training or anything like that?
We actually don't. We don't offer any kind of dog training, but there are some wonderful resources here in the county. There are some good people. In fact, I believe an upcoming guest on a future show here at the station is the person from Aloha Boarding and Training.
Right.
And I'm not sure if they're still offering training classes, but they're very good.
Okay. I will
but there's a number of really good places that you can go to out here.
Okay.
And so, and you don't have to go necessarily to one of the big box pet stores in another county to do it. There's local people who
we did that years ago, and it was a pain in the butt, believe me, to take 2 Great Danes to another set of Great Danes we had to take them. I think it was to Lodi or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, there are people right here in the county or just on the outside of the county who are wonderful resources.
Perfect. That's perfect. So, dogs, cats, do you guys accept any other sort of animal?
Well, we don't do direct intake of animals generally at the Humane Society. The way we get a lot of underage kittens, and those tend to come to us from vet hospitals. The people bring them to them and say, "I found these. I don't know what to do with them," and they call us. But at Animal
if
Services,
I were to say, "Oh, I found a little piggy," can you?
Calaveras Animal Services.
It would be them
can help
still.
you with that.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Why do I keep forgetting? I think of you guys all as one. I know that you're separate.
A lot of people do, and that's why this fundraising is going to be a little challenging. People are going to be like, "But you already have a shelter."
Right.
Well, we don't, and we're going to do it as a combined project.
Okay. We also have a little pig at home, so that's why my piggy came to mind.
Love
Those
pigs.
2 are so cute.
They
I wish the camera could see. They're having so much fun over there.
And Dave is very jealous.
How cute. If you had a choice, do you prefer dogs, cats?
I have one of each. I have a wonderful pug named Marley. She's 11 years old, and I adopted her from the last shelter where I worked. And I have a wonderful cat named Moo, who is also a smushy-faced cat, and I adopted her from a rescue group. So I like them both.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Marley comes to work with me every day. She's done that her whole life, so she was very happy that we still are in a business where she can come to the office.
That's perfect.
Yes, she's the greeter.
So nice.
She's the
greeter.
official office greeter.
I wish we were allowed to have that at work.
Yeah, it's a definite perk.
We might end up having that here at the station, and these guys won't know it.
I think that's a great idea. I know. These guys are going to hide somewhere where we can't find them later. And
so cute.
Yeah.
So cute. Do you, so then you don't, I was thinking about little trainings for younger people, little kids, to learn how to take care of the cats. You were saying teaching people how to bottle feed or that sort of thing.
Yeah, it can be a wonderful experience for kids to participate in fostering with their parents.
Well, taking care of a pet is a huge learning experience for kids.
And it can be. And as long as the parents are prepared that they are ultimately the ones who are going to be responsible, then by all means, help add a pet to the family and let it help teach your child some of those important life lessons.
Yeah. The parent is responsible unless their daughter is 23 years old, and then she is responsible for cleaning that kitten box.
Yeah. Ask my mom how well that worked out for her.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. So you've been involved with animals a long time. Most of your life.
Yes.
Most of your life.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Did you have to go to school for this sort of thing, or is it something that...
Well,
this is a passion.
It's always been a passion of mine, and I was an English major in college. I went to Calaveras, and that doesn't prepare you for a lot except teaching. And I was all set to go into a credential program and teach, but there was this job at the San Francisco SPCA, and I heard about it and just thought, maybe just for a year. I've done a lot of school right now. I'll take a year and I'll just do this.
Yeah.
And it's over 20 years later, and I haven't looked back.
Oh, my gosh.
So no, to work at a shelter, not necessarily. You don't need an education in anything specific.
Yeah.
A lot of people, though, want to know, how do I become an animal control officer? Because they watch those shows on Animal Planet, like Animal Cops.
Yeah.
How do I do that? And so what I recommend for them is, if you're going to college, criminal justice, any type of those things as a major would be a good. There's kittens everywhere. Would be a good start, and there's actually a humane law enforcement academy that they can attend.
Really?
Yes, it's a police training basically for animal cops, so they should definitely do that as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I had no idea that even existed.
It's an exciting career. It's dangerous. It's underpaid. It's
really?
But it's underappreciated by the community. But they do amazing things.
There are so many young people, especially girls, it seems in my experience, who want to grow up and do something with animals, deal with animals somehow.
And there's a lot of different careers that you can pursue. It doesn't have.
That's what I never heard
of.
of.
Be a vet,
right? Or a groomer.
Yes.
Or
yeah. Those aren't the only two things you can do. There's a lot more.
That's interesting. You might want to go, if you're not already, when they do those job sort of job
career fairs
career
and things?
fairs, yes.
Yes, happy
at
to
the
go
high
to those.
school.
Yeah, I've been to a million of them.
Oh, have you? Because I bet your table is really popular.
There's a lot of interest usually. I mean, over the years, I've done a ton of those, and you know, kids really want to know, how do I make this my career without necessarily having to be a vet?
Yeah.
You know, 'cause being a vet is, you're a medical doctor, and that's a lot of schooling, and that takes a very specific kind of aptitude.
Right.
You know, the whole math and science thing really isn't my bag. And you know, and so that's what you got to do to be a vet.
Right.
You gotta be
Well,
real
and
good at that.
grooming. I have a sister-in-law who is a groomer. I keep hearing them running around behind me. And she, now after all these years, her knees are killing her back because
Very
she
physical
stands
work.
all
Yes.
the time. She lifts these animals up and down. It really is not what you imagine it would be when you're just thinking of them on a
picture
table.
yourself in a boutique snipping a Yorkie.
Right, yeah,
you know?
putting little bows in their hair and stuff. No.
No, someone's going to bring you a Great Dane like yours that's rolled in the mud,
Oh,
and you've got to
God.
get it in a tub.
Yeah. We were somewhere, and this dog, its bottom was all out of shape. And we're like, what the heck is that? Its anal gland had to be all...
Oh, yeah. That's not fun.
No, they couldn't pay me enough money to do that. No, thank you.
No,
maybe they could if I was aiming towards somebody. I don't know if it actually squirts or anything, but that could be fun.
It does.
If it's aimed at the right person. But if it's a regular day-to-day job, no, thank you.
No. No, and that's a regular part of grooming. That is absolutely on the checklist of what they do.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
not fun.
But the job you mentioned sounds exciting.
Yes.
Sounds like you're still doing something different every day.
Absolutely.
And you get to help animals. Mm-hmm. That's really cool.
Yeah, your typical animal control officer doesn't know at the beginning of the day what her day is going to hold.
Sure.
Depends on what calls come in.
Yeah.
You know, there could be a severely neglected horse someone calls about that is, you know, extremely underweight and suffering.
Yeah.
There could be a litter of puppies that have fallen down a sewer drain.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
you just never know. There can be people calling about barking dogs or complaints about animals running wild in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't know.
That
And
sounds exciting.
it is. It's exciting. It's very physical. It can be dangerous.
Yeah,
you know,
I
people get very angry if you try to tell them that their pets aren't being properly cared for.
Sure.
You know, but it's a very interesting line of work.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I've learned so much today
Yay.
from you. We only have a couple minutes left. Can you tell everybody who's interested in volunteering or maybe donating time or money or food or whatever to you, how they can contact you?
Sure. One of the best ways is through our website, which is calaverashumane.org.
Okay.
They can also call our office. I know the number's been up on the screen during this whole thing.
Yeah.
They can email us through the website.
In case someone is not able to read it very
There
well,
it is.
736-9417. Okay.
They are welcome to, there's a portal there to sign up to volunteer as well. And we have, you know, something for everyone. We offer our spay-neuter vouchers and assistance for senior citizens. Adoptions are free at Animal Services for people 55 and older adopting an animal 5 or older.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, we help fund that, and so does that group Focus.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you
My
so
pleasure.
much.
Thanks for having us.
We'll be coming soon to see if we can find something to help Vincent calm down.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll get him tutored.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time on Tammy's Window on Calaveras.